Two German goodbyes in one English city with the trophy heading over to a Spanish one. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
How's it, sir?
Tsepi Worldwide. Hello, darling.
Hi, darling.
And everybody's favorite super sub. Of course, I was talking about the Champions League final for a 15th time going through to Madrid. Ballers, first of all, welcome to you. If you are joining the Betway app as a new user, remember to use the affiliate code ONSIDEZA. It helps us out so much. Len Moleko, Champions League final 15 times back to Madrid.
It's almost like a script that was repeated. They just changed the date. Real Madrid in a final. The opposition gets a sniff. They don't capitalize. Real Madrid gets a sniff. They capitalize. And they win. Also, I think it would go to the grit of, and I think I kept mentioning this on Saturday at the watch-along. It was also down to the calmness of Carlo Ancelotti. At no point did you see him panic. At no point even after the first goal was scored, you did not see him running up, celebrating. He was just calm, sidelines there, looking, reading the game.
Although, have you seen there's a clip that's circulating around where things were going badly for Real and Carlo was like shoveling down gum. Did you see that? That clip's going around. There was a part where he had 4 or 5 just shoveling down a box of gum.
Probably
I think he was nervous.
Yeah, probably that's what, but it's in the way that he does not blatantly show it. Because if the manager shows signs of frustration, the
It trickles down.
animations of a Pep Guardiola or a Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, you look at those people and you're like, as a player on the field or on the bench, you're like, okay, our game plan is probably not going according to plan here. And you can see it by reading the coach's body language. With Carlo, it's almost difficult to read his body language for 90 minutes.
He's like a poker player.
Basically.
Darling, away from the tactical quality and the technical quality of the game, was it an exciting final? In the strictest...
It could have been better.
I agree.
It could have been better. I think more than ever, the first half was an anticlimax in many cases. And the second half kind of gave us that, UEFA Champions League final type of feeling. And, didn't help either. He's just mentioned right now that, Don Carlo was as nonchalant and as cool as a cucumber as ever. And sometimes you want to see some emotion, and neither do we see emotion from, Borussia's coach either. You want to see emotion, but... we saw the players, especially in the second half, they were very combative. That is when I believe we started to get a bit of some meat when it comes to the match, but it was not a highlight for me. Congratulations to Real nonetheless.
Yeah, Super Sub, I think that's a hallmark of a very good football game, is if it's kind of boring to watch as a fan. Like where both teams have got the textbook, boring mathematics, science side of the game right. Which makes for the spectator value of a game to be perhaps a little less exciting.
Yeah, let's take it back. When last did you watch an exciting Champions League final? I think it's Juve and Real Madrid. Len, you remember?
The 3-0.
Yeah, and the overhead goal, the overhead kick. You remember?
Yes.
Wait, was it Juve, Real Madrid? No, man.
The Liverpool.
It was
Real Madrid.
Liverpool.
The Liverpool Real Madrid.
Yes.
That was exciting.
And
the
also
Gareth Bale overhead kick.
Yeah, and Juve Real Madrid as well. Was it?
Because that was, I think Liverpool had 20 shots on target or something, and Courtois was on fire in that Liverpool Real Madrid. That's the most recent, very exciting final.
Yeah.
Are you not confusing Barcelona versus Juve in a final? Because you keep saying Real Madrid and Juve, and I'm just going down memory.
The last Juventus final I remember, no, it was Real Madrid, Buffon's final game for Juventus or something. It was Real Madrid.
Was it not
versus,
a semi-final? The one where Ronaldo leaped up and knocked them out in the second leg, and he scored a header from...
He scored an overhead kick against Juve, and the chance before he moved to Juve. He scored an overhead kick against them, but I don't think that was the
think it was a
final. That was
semi-final.
after.
It could have been, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is the point that I was trying to make is that we haven't had like an exciting final in recent years. If you look at last season final, I mean, it was City and Milan, and it was not as enterprising. You know, it was like a tactical football match. You know, if you take it back, even Spurs and Liverpool, it was not great. You know, it hasn't really been great.
But the
A
hallmark
final
of,
gets KG.
yes, a hallmark of a final is everybody, you understand that this is the last game to actually get over the line. You don't have time to, it's almost like from a coach's comparison as well. And I alluded a little bit to this earlier on when I spoke about Carlo Ancelotti. If there's one man who knows how to win finals, especially big European finals, it's him. He works, it's almost like he plans a competition that has maybe 10, 15, 16 games at best versus a league campaign, because his league success across Europe is not as successful as maybe a Pep, or I could even go as far as to say maybe a Jose Mourinho. Stand to be corrected on that. But give him a competition like a Champions League.
Sorry, Lene, just to interject. It's 2017
Yes, 2017. It was
Champions
a 4-1
League final.
Juventus.
That's the one I was referring to.
Yes.
That was like a proper
I
game.
literally wanted to. I have it. Yeah,
Oh, for some odd reason, I don't remember.
it's 2017.
Yeah, I think it was after that, actually, that Ronaldo scored the overhead kick against Juve.
He's got a brace that evening.
Yeah.
But going back to the game,
Yeah, sorry.
it's a case of Real Madrid. If we go back to history, when last did Real Madrid lose a Champions League final?
I don't think they've ever lost a final.
Okay, let's take it in this way, because then people are gonna bring in the Europa Super Cup. You know those
And no,
Champions League in its current.
or European Cup.
Yeah, no. Let's speak Champions League in its current status right now.
No, but I think they've been in 15 finals. I think they won all 15 finals of European Cup competition.
So would you not put your money on them going into a final, no matter how limping they look?
No, any day. They just know how to maneuver around.
It has
that
to end at
competition.
some point.
You know,
The teams that are in a final are there for a
Okay,
reason.
so
But
I'm just going to give you some history, but I mean, it is quite a while ago. Yes, they have lost a Champions League final. That was in 1962, 64, and 81.
That doesn't count. You see
That's
why
what
I
I'm
don't.
saying,
You see why I
yeah.
don't like these
Before it was UEFA.
these World War II games.
it's just
I
a
don't
European
like them.
Cup.
when the format was still like few teams and all of that.
There was probably no penalties. I mean, sorry, there were no
VAR.
offsides and stuff like that. So,
I can worry how some of the goals that Pele scored were offside.
and we never. Is that a lie?
Hey man, you were there. You can tell us.
Well,
No,
I think
said
that's also.
19.
Oh, yeah. So since the competition was revamped in 1992, they've never lost. a
Yes, that's
final.
what I'm. Hence, I said let's go
Yes.
to 92. So they are that team that you back. Yes, I was backing Borussia.
As the
I've got-
ballers correcting
We know
me as
that.
well. Thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
legendary me. Thank you,
Oh, not gonna remember that.
CEO.
Borussia.
Thank you.
About what?
We know that you were gunning for Borussia, my friend.
Oh
You were
yes.
all
No,
there
I've got a. So,
to witness.
a super sub will tell you. I've always had a soft spot for Borussia Dortmund.
I get it.
For the longest time.
I
so,
get it.
even in the midst of that game, knowing what the likelihood was going to be, there was that tinge of hope
Of course.
that I had.
And in the first half, I mean, they were a stronger team, were they not?
No, they
Is
were.
it also a case of Gareth Bale was saying this super sub
Yeah.
that in the final with Liverpool, Gareth Bale spoke to one of the Liverpool players who said to him that none of them had slept the night before. And because of the nerves and the excitement and everything of the Champions League final. And he said that everyone in the squad with him had played in a final already. So that was a non-issue for them. It's like, we've been there, we've done that. So they
They
sleep.
got the
They sleep the
T-shirt.
night before. No jitters, no concern, no over-eagerness. There's a sense of calm about Real Madrid. And I think that gives the players that small advantage. But also, look at Real Madrid. They've just won the Champions League. They've just won La Liga. Easily, they won La Liga early. They won the Champions League. They went and got Jude Bellingham last season, and now they get Kylian Mbappe.
So
it's the strength of Real Madrid.
So when you're saying that who's going to stop them, I was going to get to that, but that was going to be during the Mbappe conversation. On the point that Gareth Bale was making, right? It's a case of how many finalists at Europe level, be it's Champions League, I'll even put the Europa League in there just to add it to the whole mix, right? I think Marco Reus was in the Borussia Dortmund team, the Jurgen Klopp one that went to the final against Bayern.
And lost against Bayern.
Matt Hummels could have been in a Champions League final.
I think he was in it as well, I think, during that time.
Yes.
Because,
he was part of that Jurgen Klopp side. Hummels.
There were a few players. Götze was not part of it as well.
Götze would have been part of that side before he went to Bayern.
Lewandowski before.
And then Gundogan?
Probably Ilkay Gundogan.
Either before or
and then who's the assistant coach there at Dortmund now? He was captain of Dortmund at the time. The Turkish guy.
Oh fuck.
Didn't he go to Man United?
Hey?
Wasn't he at Man United?
No, never.
He was.
Ballers, you'll remind us.
He was at Man United.
Was it Man United?
Yes, he was at Man United. I think he was at Man United. I know who you're talking about. The name doesn't want to come to me now. He was in the same team.
Ballers will tell us now.
As Shinji Kagawa and...
Yes, Kagawa was in that Dortmund team.
Yes. Who else was part of that team?
If I'm not wrong, he was Dortmund captain at the time anyway.
Nuri Sahin.
Yes. There it is.
Was he not
Nuri
at Man United?
No, I don't believe so. Maybe the Ballers will correct me.
Anyway.
We'll look it up.
The point I was making is, you look at the Real Madrid team, even at the end of the game after they won, Jude Bellingham has not been in a situation whereby we've just won a trophy. This is what I do. He looked lost for a little, just for a tidbit while.
At Wembley.
But
He's 20 years old.
No, granted, but his teammates around him that were probably even younger, who've been in this situation before. The last time Real Madrid won maybe the league or the Copa del Rey or whatever, they know they've walked the path. So it's an occasion that you are, think of it this way. I'm going to revert back to, I'm going to use like a weird example. I'm going to go back to the Betway Summer Cup, the one that we attended, which was such great fun last year. Can't wait for this once. I did not know how to act at a horse racing event.
Why not?
Because I had never been to a horse racing event.
Never July.
I didn't go to the horses in July.
Just groove.
That's groove, not the horses.
Okay.
So it was...
So the environment was not conducive.
No, not conducive. Like I'm saying for the Borussia Dortmund players, that environment, the setup was too new for them to know how to hold nerve and to know when to strike.
Because the first time
But they've got a player like Hummels, and is it Hummels?
Mats
Hummels.
Hummels, yeah. And Marco Reus that have been in the Champions League final. So you like to believe that those are seniors that could have maybe calmed the nerves down. But however, I don't think nerves was an issue for a team like Dortmund. I think a little bit of experience was a problem because they showed that they can play Real Madrid. They had Real Madrid by the neck in the first half. Don't say it. Had they converted those chances, would have been speaking a different language.
And also, I mean, Kana, who's the striker? I just forgot his name now. By the goal that looked offside that hit the post, or not the goal, the one that hit the post.
Adeyemi.
Yes.
I think it's Adeyemi.
Adeyemi.
Yeah.
A lot of inexperience showed. Not holding your nerve.
Yeah.
composure.
In saying that, I think, like, I've seen a lot of memes going around where they put like all of the Dortmund players' faces as the Liverpool striker, the Uruguayan Liverpool striker. What's his name?
Darwin Nunes.
Darwin Nunes.
Yes.
Because he misses every opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's the joke that's going around the internet.
Shame, man.
Is that it's a Dortmund fluffed it like Nunes,
Oh,
Shame.
But I don't remember a clear-cut opportunity other than the offside that hit the post. But that was offside anyway. Other than that, where you can say that's a blown opportunity. They had half chances or good chances, but not great chances and good goalkeeping, positioning, and things like that made sure that those chances were difficult.
Yeah,
So I can't, and I agree with Zuki Sane saying Dortmund played just fine. It just was not their day. I think that's actually the key.
Real Madrid also played just fine.
Real Madrid actually played very well. It's just Dortmund played better.
They were not.
Look, again,
enterprising.
Real Madrid are never enterprising. They're just effective.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier on. That
And they find it difficult when you don't defend, when they can't get the ball in between the defense and the goalkeeper for those fast attackers to run onto. And Dortmund made sure that wasn't possible. And they closed all the
Jorginho was
avenues
struggling,
really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
and the narrative would have been different. Say, I know we are making make-believe scenarios here. Say that offside
Had gone in.
hit the post, got in, VAR got it wrong for some odd reason, and the goal stands. The dynamic of the game changes a lot.
It does, but for a team
Yes,
like
but
Real
it was
Madrid,
still going to be a win for Madrid nonetheless.
Yeah. She's not wrong. And you're not wrong.
It was not going to
and
change.
that team learned.
In fact, I
that
believe
team-
that the scoreline would have been higher had that been the case.
Maybe.
Again, it's
I don't see
it's a final. Yes, do they have the ability to come back? Yes, they do. They've shown it time and time and time again. But the determination that I saw from Dortmund in the first half, I think they lost that keychain of theirs somewhere in the second half, maybe after about 10 minutes.
I think the thing about Dortmund, and yes, they were determined, but there's nothing more frustrating than, having a fire but having a bad host. So it just spreads everywhere as opposed to directing it towards a certain direction. And that's what they lacked. They lacked the ability to take this determination, take this inspiration, and direct it towards a common goal, which was to score goals and eventually win the match.
And remembering also their coach, guys, was a fan sitting on the stands at Wembley the last time Dortmund was in a final.
And that's okay. That's an
He
inspiration
hasn't
on
been
its own.
to a final.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
and
I
Carlo
don't-
Ancelotti's been to more than anyone.
Of course.
For me, I don't think Dortmund had done anything wrong on the day. They have, for a team that is Dortmund, that haven't been in a Champions League final in like 10 years or so,
Who finished fourth on their log?
I think they finished fifth.
to go and give us that first half where they had ample opportunities but just lacked the conversion of I think they've done well in a sense that they were up against Real Madrid, guys.
I have a question. Had the roles changed? Had we seen a Real Madrid and Dortmund in the quarters, and then saw a City the other side? Do you think that Dortmund would have made it to the final, or was it going to be a Madrid win and them then go to the finals?
I think Dortmund was still going to win.
No. You know what? If Man City and Real Madrid are not on the same side of the table, they meet each other in the final. Nobody stops those two teams.
I think
For
And
me,
it just so happened they were on the same side.
that's why Man City went in the
There
final.
we go.
Because they were on the same side as Real Madrid.
I really think Dortmund was still going to make the final
Okay.
if things were flipped. It's just the way they went about their journey in Europe this season. No, at the start of the competition, I did not even give them a chance to get to the quarters.
But were they not in the same group stage as City?
Yeah, but it's just in the group.
Yeah, and they did not even win against Manchester City.
Yeah, so I don't.
No, we're talking about
good
the
knockout
tournament,
stages.
the tournament tree for the knockouts.
Yeah,
Because remember in the
but-
quarterfinals,
Yes.
But I get what Super Sub is saying. Is like, how are you saying that
That
you
they would
believe
have-
Dortmund would have kicked out City
If
if
they-
they met them in the knockout stages? They couldn't beat them in the group stages. They lost their games.
And if they could not beat,
They lost both
if they
games,
could not
didn't they?
beat
I
Madrid,
think they
could not
drew
beat
one,
City.
one, lost
lost
one.
one. Yeah.
but again, I go back to saying, I think the minute they got to the 16s, something changed in them. Because I think in the 16, who did they play? Because I know they also played PSG somewhere along the way.
Let me check.
PSG was semifinals,
They've
right?
played PSG and then I think Atletico in the semis.
Yes. No, in the quarterfinals,
Was
they
it
played
up-
It was
Atletico Madrid.
quarters.
Yes. Last 16, I can't remember who they played. But the quality of those sides that they came up against. This is a Dortmund side that closed shop for Mbappe, who is, somewhere one or two best player in the world. But they managed to shut him out.
Well, I know that Arsenal will win the Champions League next season, and
Nah, it's too soon. It's too soon. The Euros haven't even started yet.
A couple comments here. Zuki Sane, once again, you guys. Dortmund was playing their best player, Sancho, in the midfield, and Madrid had Kroos and Camavinga playing defensive mid. So there was 5 players defending for Madrid.
Yeah,
Tactics.
even Valverde. You know, I mean, that's our Real Madrid line. It's 4-3-3. It's simple. I mean, Carlo, I can't remember where I was
Jude
reading.
was supposed to be the more enterprising player, but even he was being forced back.
was
Valverde
very
was
quiet.
being forced back.
That's why we were saying that he was not even more. He was not creating those chances for them in the first half because he was forced to sit back. So I was saying, like with Carlo, just defend. Mark the spaces. When you get the ball, unleash your forwards. And then your forwards are your stars. And he doesn't tell them what to do. They just need to go out there and deliver.
And
that's simple.
is right. He says that they weren't in the same group. Dortmund was in the group with PSG, Milan, and Newcastle.
Maybe it's last season that I'm confusing.
Yeah, and the I remember Newcastle probably should have qualified from that group ahead of Dortmund, wasn't it? It was like a last day thing. It was very close that Newcastle just missed out on qualification.
Because PSG finished first in that group.
As well. Yeah, I think so. And then I think that
Dortmund obviously finished second.
Newcastle came very close to
Newcastle
pinching.
finished fourth.
But it was on the last day. On the last day of the
group stages.
Of the group stages, it was like a 1-goal swing would have changed everything for everyone.
Oh yes, we did talk about it. I remember.
Yeah, Newcastle were very close to staying up.
I'm just saying,
remember.
it's sometimes you have to labor these things. And we've spoken about teams that labor things. We made mention of the Spain team of 2010 that labored to the World Cup title.
That should have never got past Portugal in the first place. But anyway. Oh, by the way, Neo Isaacs, I did see your message. Thank you, man. Thanks for the update. I can't wait to go watch the game later. I am following it now on the Betway Scores app. If you do have the Betway app, be sure to get the Betway Scores app as well to stay up to date with everything that's going on, all the stats, everything in the game, across the football, tennis, basketball, whatever you're betting on. It's a really good companion app to have to keep up to date with what's going on live in the game, especially if you're not watching it or whatever. But it's even good, even when you're watching it, because of the in-depth statistics and stuff that you get on it. And the odds changes, being able to follow that, recent form, things like that.
Gives you guidance as well when you have to place your bets.
Really good. And when you need to cash out maybe sometimes. So get that Betway Scores app. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
We were talking about teams that labor. So Dortmund.
You mentioned Spain.
Yes. There's another one that we mentioned recently that labored to a final or something. I can't remember who it was.
Was it Manchester United who labored to an FA Cup final?
I mean, even
horribly.
Even labor nonetheless.
Horribly. Like way worse than Dortmund. Actually,
You're not even
Dortmund deserved
checking
to be
for
in that Champions League final more than Man United deserved to be in the FA Cup final.
Even when I think the team you're looking for is Portugal in the Euros.
In the
France.
Euros when they won them.
They drew all their group stages.
And labored in the final itself as well.
And Ronaldo became a coach.
Yeah, I
remember.
Injured.
So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes teams just labor to almost the promised land or to a promised land. And that's exactly what Borussia Dortmund did.
And good for them because now they have the experience. And I'm sure that if they find themselves in the final, which I don't know, I mean, crazy things have happened, then they just might come in there, obviously more equipped.
Well, we did say
more
they have
experienced.
qualified for the Champions League,
Yes,
finishing
'cause
fifth.
Already,
They
yes.
get 6 spots.
Five spots in Germany now.
Germany
and 5
and
spots
Italy.
in
So they
Italy.
did
Those are
themselves
the
a
2
favor.
spots.
Pretty much. It's prep, you
And
know?
also, they made more money losing the Champions League final than if they were to win it, because of the clause in Jude Bellingham's contract means they get £35 million.
They say 5 million, don't they?
Yeah, so they get £35 million as a part of the prize of the bonus payments.
Yes.
Shit,
But they would have got £30 million or something if they won the tournament. So they made more money losing than if they were to have won it.
And the other thing that hurts about Dortmund,
and is Chelsea getting anything for Hazard?
I think
read-
yes,
I
they
read somewhere
do.
there
Yes,
as
yes.
well.
Chelsea also
I think it's
are
about
getting
5
money for
million.
Eden
Is
Hazard.
it?
Yeah,
but he's not part of Madrid's.
yeah, but he did start this season,
Did he not?
Wait, when did he retire?
January or
I
something.
think January or something.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I was saying,
I think I read somewhere, but
Yeah,
are you
that's
checking that
true.
tape so that we don't double work?
Yes, darling.
so the one thing that upsets me with Dortmund is it almost feels like they've got a season or two of
7 point. No, okay, wait. Yes, continue, Lynn. I'll give you the correct
a season or
numbers.
two of being good, looking like they're going somewhere. In essence, if the Dortmund team had not lost Jude, had not lost Erling Haaland, and they still had Sancho, would we be saying the same thing?
Dortmund are a selling club.
And that's why I say they do not do themselves any favors.
It is 5 million for Eden.
Okay.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
million.
So I did see somewhere.
That's robbery. Chelsea know how to steal. They stole money from Man United for Mason Mount, who played, 5 games all season, something stupid.
And then he messed up.
They stole money now, selling Hazard to Real Madrid. Sure, Chelsea are crooks.
Yeah,
No, they
it's
understand
the
this
fine
money
print,
game.
my friend.
Exactly.
It's a fine print of football. But
Yeah.
we wait again September, August. When does the Champions League start? But
It starts September, my friend.
but the coming format setup looks like
yeah,
it's
bro, I'm not looking forward to
laborious.
it.
I look forward to the non-group stage thing where it's not playing the same team home and away. I think so.
I just feel like
I like
just feel
that
like
there's
the
more
current
teams in the
leadership of FIFA are on
This
a-
was UEFA's
It's
decision.
UEFA's doing.
But same thing. I get you.
yeah, I think obviously there is influence, obviously, right? You know, and I feel like there's just so much change in football. Maybe I'm anti-change, you know, but
But it's not good for the players. It's extra games.
It's
Club
extra
World Cup is
games.
expanded format. That FIFA have also approved that Premier League games
them all.
can
All
play
over the
all
world.
over the world. Which that's not the rule. I don't know how the rule is worded, but we're going to see Premier League games in New York. We're going to see like a Manchester
you know
derby
what I think-
in
you know
New
what I
York.
think
You know,
is
that
going
would
on.
be
That's
your
not gonna work,
situation.
bro.
Exactly. And I never
I'm gonna see a
understood why-
Classico in New York, but not Classico for a preseason.
Like they normally
a
do.
Classico.
I never
Nah,
saw.
that's
I never saw
insane.
exactly because I don't even consider America a football-loving nation like that. For such
but
big
what's
tournaments
gonna
to be
friend?
taken there, like it makes zero sense. To
Oh,
me.
well, I knew
Why
I-
hold
I
a
had
Classico
friends.
to- I don't
She
see why
just
that's
came
go
out.
there. I don't know what works.
Look, the fans are there in the States.
But look, my
problem
friend,
with
they
that
have
is-
they have basketball already that they consider a world football type of sport. They already have the American football and all these other things.
World Series.
There we go, and
But
it
it's
only
playing among
happens there.
themselves.
Exactly.
So, you know-
I don't consider them a football nation like that. In fact, I'd rather I actually consider even Asia more of a football loving nation or continent.
They're
as
not a
opposed to
football
Americas.
nation, Tippy. They're
That's
a
what
soccer
I'm
nation.
saying. Soccer. Do you understand? Like,
So-
take it to South America. Take it else. Take it to Africa.
No.
but let me tell you what's gonna
There's no
happen.
need
in
to
don't
my
have
view.
the money.
Okay, let me tell you what's gonna happen,
People must give the money, friend.
which I think it's gonna be a problem. These games are gonna get to countries that have money. And that is the biggest problem. Football has been commercialized. Yes, we've accepted that, but it's getting to a level where it's gonna even dilute the culture of football, the DNA of football. That's where the problem
We
is.
haven't mentioned
I mean,
So
Saudi.
you're gonna see El Clasico being played in Saudi
Champions
Arabia.
League final in Saudi.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and sorry, and the
Good
thing
luck
is,
to Kenya. Good luck to Lesotho. Good luck to Namibia. They're never gonna see that.
Waibon, and the
Lesotho's
thing
got
about
snow.
it,
That's enough.
the thing about the US also is that it is so celebrity centralized that even a normal spectator does not necessarily even get the chance to sometimes enjoy these matches. It's a whole Kim Kardashian situation as opposed to it being about the football, which is something that also upsets me.
They've
either
already
way.
on that part. They've
But
already
what if
started.
Kim love football, Tape?
MLS, John,
She's been
remember?
to-
Oh, she goes there,
No,
and the
she's
cameras
been to
are
the
on
Emirates
her.
as well.
That's what I mean.
This
That's
season.
Do you
when
understand?
suckers formed it.
Yes. Wonder why.
Hey?
So here's what my suspicion is, and I've been watching this movie for a while and trying to string it together and to get the storyline. The growth of streaming platforms, like your Netflix, your Primes, whoever, are the ones that are actually, I think, maybe behind. They are like the puppet masters of this thing. If you were a Formula One aficionado, all right, Drive to Survive was cool season 1, whatever. It's just overkill now.
Yeah, it's boring. I haven't watched this season's one actually.
Right?
That's why I'm not even watching these football documentaries.
Exactly. So there's like Juventus have one, Arsenal had one, Man City had one, Tottenham Hotspur had
You know
one.
what
Liverpool
matters
have
right
one
now?
coming.
You know,
You know what matters
overkill.
right now? Pirates has got one.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
It's coming out now during this break. You will see.
Is it
One
Amazon?
time.
Three parts.
Look at the smile on the man's
No,
face when he
we
mentions
don't want
Pirates.
3 parts.
We'll
We want
get there
the whole
now.
season. But what I'm saying is the commercialization of football goes to, what's on the field is for the purists. We want to go behind the scenes and see how they live, what they eat, who they
That's what I'm
dating,
saying.
what they drive.
That's what I'm saying.
So
it's
that-
IG culture. It's celebrity culture.
Yes, so that is what is going to stop a super sub, for instance, from going to watch Pirates because now they've got a 3-part documentary.
On Supersport, I see here says Kwakona.
Yeah, no.
Huh? What?
No,
What?
It's on Supersport. The documentary will come out on Supersport. So, you know what's a really great documentary? And I hope people are catching up on it. And whatever episodes you must watch is Chasing the Sun.
Oh, not Bridgerton.
No. Wrong show.
Len, you're a big fan of Chasing the Sun?
Of course.
He loves it.
Trust me, because is this where we admit that football season is over? I kid. Anyway, it's good. I actually started watching.
We've got a big game on Friday that we still need to talk about. Don't worry.
Went back from season before I watched season 2 because I don't believe in the whole watch this week, wait for next week.
So you're a binger.
I wait for everything to be there, and then I was like, okay,
And you pick a Friday and not sleep.
pick a Friday and I don't sleep, and it messes up my whole weekend up until Monday because you know when you've played football with Bokeza Mutawum back in the days, you can't.
I
be
thought you
sleeping
played
the
with
whole
Bayer
weekend.
Lemon. Oh, yeah. You played with Kizam Town.
So
Thanks to my keeper.
dope, and big ups to Betway as one of the sponsors of the show, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, dope show, very very nice. I'm gotta binge it again.
Well, speaking of it being a little bit of an off season, and I know the Euros are still coming up, and I'm going to place some bets on that because I've been on a run, by the way. Remember, I won on the final Premier League weekend. I won the big one.
Yep.
I won on the FA Cup. And I won on the Champions League final as well.
My
Len,
man.
So
how
now-
did wait, may I ask? How's it been going for you, my friend?
I am a snake is on leave.
You didn't feed it.
I didn't feed the snake.
Yes, Marco, sorry.
But one of the ways that you can keep betting is with the Aviator game. And there's a very cool new promotion coming out where you can get ready for crowded skies as we prepare for one of the biggest Aviator giveaways ever. 5 million rand in cash. And what's crazy about this one is how to qualify is you hit the banner in the app.
Yeah.
Place a minimum bet of 2 Rand or more on Aviator between 3 and 30 June, and you'll gain entry into the lucky draws to win a share of the 5 million Rand cash prize. During the promotion, prizes will be awarded randomly. Terms and conditions apply. But what's really cool about this one is you don't even have to win your Aviator bet
actual game,
to
yes.
get entered into the draw. So you can still win your share of that 5 million Rand in cash just playing Aviator.
Don't speak about 5 million and tell Chelsea. Nah.
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club
They'll come.
cannot be involved in that because they might just run away with a 5 bar. Yeah, that's crazy dope. That's crazy dope.
But I'm going to be on that Aviator flight, my friend.
Hey, me too.
The
I have to.
football is gone on a break again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so what can we
At
do?
least there's no
Until next
there's
weekend,
no
at least.
pirates in the Aviator flight.
Hey, you were robbed.
Wow.
Okay.
So, bringing it local,
Yeah.
because I think that's a nice. Oh, Tony Cruz, Marco Royce.
But question
I
is,
mentioned it.
yeah,
Is he
because
staying?
there's talks that he could make a U-turn because there's been some people that are influencing him to make a U-turn. I mean, including Don Carlo, saying that he wishes that he makes a U-turn, which means they've been talking. I mean, even Jose Mourinho came out to say he hopes the powers that be can actually convince him to stay maybe another season. What do you guys think?
you can't labor with, and I'm not being an ageist here. You can't labor with two old people in your side.
One has to fall, and then they sacrificed Tony for Modric.
I think they spoke to him, and he decided that maybe it's time.
No, I think he decided it's time. But on the evidence of that Champions League final, he can do another season. He's a top player.
He's only 34, Len.
But he's going out at the very top. He's going out at the best. We're not
I
going
guess it's one of those where winners know when to stop.
Yeah.
I agree.
The
You need
dancer
to
knows when
continue
to
being
leave.
a hero in your own movie.
He knows when to stop feeding the snake.
Yes. A real wait, no, a real yeah, something like that. Something like that.
I think that either way that it goes, like I'm really happy for him to have gone out of this terrific career that he's had with 6 Champions League trophies. He's the only player to win 6 Champions League trophies that hasn't been at one club, because the only other players who have won 6 Champions League trophies are Luka Modric, Carvajal, and Nacho. But they've won all of theirs at
Did he
Real
win
Madrid.
any at
He won
Bayern?
one at
He
Bayern.
won one at Bayern.
Oh, okay.
And
And
actually,
then 5 at Real Madrid.
funny enough, I was reading or I read somewhere that Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, he was the chairman of Bayern Munich, really did not fancy Toni Kroos, and that's how he ended up at Madrid.
What a player.
Interesting.
But
it happens, you know.
It happens. That's it. One,
Well, Jadon
Jadon
so many
Sancho wasn't
players.
very well liked in
Kevin De
Man
Bruyne,
United.
Mo Salah. You can
Yeah.
mention
And
them.
sometimes the snakes don't like each other, so
Nah, I'm talking about 6 Champions League titles here. Ne? Yeah,
Six Premier League titles.
they don't hold the same weight. We're not gonna go through that conversation again.
No, we're not talking about weight. We're talking about underestimating what the player can give. That is the gist of this conversation.
Okay.
Okay, so before we move on, actually, now that you bring up Kevin De Bruyne, he was asked by the press ahead of Belgium-friendly action, whatever, if he's going to consider the Saudi offers that are coming in for him, because there's big offers coming from Saudi.
Yeah.
And he said he never says no to anything in his career, and it's getting late in his career, and the sort of money you can make in Saudi at this stage of his career, at his age.
We'll have to work how many years?
No, he hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
do you think it's wise, Marco?
Yeah.
Would it be a wise decision right now?
I think that with the injury trouble he suffered you see it always in major finals
Remember
and things
last
like FA Cup final,
Yeah.
Champions League final. He disappears in finals through injury a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of this season he was injured. Maybe it's time. Man City will still win titles without him, it seems. But it would be a big loss for City.
It would be a
because
big
I think
loss.
he's still the best creative player in the Premier League.
It would be a big loss for Manchester City, and I think you still have a season with him for City. I think after that, that's when I think they might consider to sell him, because I think he's left with 2 years. No? I can't remember.
Look, you want to cash in while you don't want to pull a PSG here.
Yeah, no, of course.
And
but
lose him for free, like
sometimes it's worth
Zlatan,
it.
whatever. But that's what he's saying. He's still got 2 years left. Maybe
I
one
think he
more
still has
season.
2 years. I'm not too sure about that. But what I'm saying is, he's injury prone. He's 32, turning 33. You might as well.
So
you
he's
know?
going to be a Kroos in the season.
Sorry?
He's going to be a Kroos in the season.
Look,
Well, I'm hoping he can be across by lifting a Champions League.
no, look. I think a lot of things will be determined by. Is Toni Kroos in the Germany Euro
haven't
team?
Yeah, that's how it is. It's retiring after the Euro, is
After
it?
the Euro. So this was
That's
just
what
his
the
last game
announcement
for Real
was.
Madrid, right?
Yes. So if he's in the Euro squad and depending on how he performs and what the body says, again, let's remember, these guys are playing mad football. Like, there's games left, right, and center. And at that age, where you consider the US or you consider going to Saudi Arabia and something like, the pace is not that fast. The demands are not what Pep Guardiola demands or what Arteta demands. There, I'm going to get some rapper guy who coaches football as a part-time job, and I won't run that fast. The trainings won't be that insane, and we won't play as often. So less demanding.
Less
And you-
football, more money.
Yes, and you make money because when you're there, you literally have maybe 3 or 4 years if you're lucky. Then it's tickets for you from playing football.
Yeah. And actually, De Bruyne's contract ends in 2025.
Yeah.
That's next year.
That's next year. So they need to be talking. It's either he extended by a year or they need to sell him.
And I think that's why his answers are not
If
as
they're-
clear.
Yeah, if they're willing
Yeah,
to let him
he's
go.
not-
But look, we've seen
yeah.
City let players run their contracts until the end, you know?
Isn't City gonna send him to one of the teams there in Saudi, and then they have access to? And maybe that's why they doing the
Have
whole
they done
fight.
it before?
No, I'm just saying it's an option.
Man, stop it.
What if it's the reason why they're taking the Premier League to court then?
Oh yeah, what's the story, Super Sub?
I have not read it. You can tell us.
Give us context.
Marco looks confused.
No.
Let's
I'm gonna
hear.
let you guys go.
Muleko, let's hear.
No, from my understanding of the story that broke this afternoon,
Yes.
City are taking the Premier League to court because of certain sanctions from, I want to say, from a financial standing and rules of the league, that City is not allowed to be part of this Gulf conglomerate. We own 20,000 teams, like Newcastle did.
Yeah, so it's like because it looks like UEFA are going to clear City to play against Girona next season and clear Man United to play against Nice in the Europa League.
So those rules that were going to be put in place do not apply anymore?
So but I think they're looking at the percentage of ownerships of each of the clubs and stuff, and it looks like they're going to let this one slide for this season, and they're going to review it then because they want to see. But it's hard because, I mean, it's the Salvio is coming from Girona to City now
Yep.
in this transfer window.
It's coming back home.
So that's a replacement for Riyad Mahrez. That's a direct replacement for Riyad Mahrez, who they never really
The
replaced.
other thing with the whole thing is like Etihad, for instance. So I think the Premier League is also stopping the whole. We've had this discussion as well. Stopping the owners of Etihad can't be shareholders in the City group, and City gets sponsored by Etihad.
That's where those 115 charges are from.
Yes. So
they can, but they can't inflate the value of a sponsorship. That's where the issue
Because
lies.
they still make money
because
off it anyway.
It has to make sense, right? Manchester City can't have the best sponsorship deal in world football if it's coming from the owners of the club, because that's fraud. Now you very clearly and obviously using sponsorship
They're
as a
laundering.
way to
hide certain things.
It's laundering.
to evade financial fair play,
Yeah.
right? And I think that there was Mike Ashley was in a bit of trouble with that with Newcastle years ago.
Was it with
'Cause
Sports
Sports
Direct?
Direct,
Yes.
right? So he was doing the same sort of thing, is that he is taking his personal funds into the club through sponsoring his thing. And my dad did it with my team when I was a little kid before school, where his business sponsored the shirts for my little club. So
Hey, Marco. So, Endeavor, you've known these things.
I've known these things from a young age.
Okay. No,
That's how we had shirts, is because my dad's business was on the shirts.
teach us, Marco. We are
Yeah.
your students. we
But
are
that's
your
the thing. I think it's clear and obvious charges. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that you clearly evading the sanctions. You're evading financial fair play regulation. So that's where the charges have stemmed from. But
Can I ask something? Maybe Len has to clarify that. You saying Etihad owns?
No, I am saying what City is saying is there is a clause or a sanction that the league is putting to stop owners of certain clubs to have what Marco's dad did when Marco was young.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and maybe I'm wrong. City is owned by Sheikh. Is it Mansour?
Sheikh Mansour.
Yeah.
No,
Sheikh Mansour.
it's owned by the City group because there's different shareholders.
Yeah. Are you saying Sheikh is also an owner of Etihad Airways?
I'm not saying, I was making an example.
But that's what you alluded to.
No.
You said you can't own a team. You can't be a sponsor and own a team.
I was making an example because I think that's what Newcastle were trying to do. And
Okay, wait.
But
So
the two are different.
Formerly known as
what connection does the owner of City have, or any affiliation does he have with Etihad?
They're just from the same country.
Or they
Is that it?
There's maybe
That's-
there's shareholding with a wife or a son. Or
That's not listed. We must just now guess. That's for the sake of making our conversation.
no, I'm not saying. And I made an example, and you took it personal. This was not
You
an
see, no, I
attack.
didn't take it personally.
It
You
was not
said-
an at- it was
you
not
said,
an at-
Len, you said
It was not
owners of sponsorship owners cannot sponsor. Cannot, if you are a sponsorship, you can't own the club. That's what you said.
Okay, let's
Yes.
do the research.
Can I do that? You guys can continue. because-
Yeah, no, okay.
So let's
maybe-
switch to Bafana.
Switch to Bafana, guys. Let me get to the bottom of this, ne?
Please, Tepi.
South Africa, Bafana,
Because
away,
Gunini.
Friday, 9 o'clock.
Okay, Sheikh Mansour is the brother of the current Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, the controlling entity of the royal family. Sheikh Mansour is an owner of Etihad Airways.
Okay.
So
So
it
that's
is
where-
exactly what he was saying.
Okay.
And it is
But
true.
I was making an example, by
Yeah.
the way.
But it is exactly the
Okay.
case. And that's why it's an issue. Is that
Is the brother of the owner?
no, he is one of the owners.
Ah,
He's the brother of the Crown Prince.
And the Crown Prince also owns Etihad.
Yeah.
Okay. Now then that's fair.
Yeah, so that's the issue, is that Etihad sponsors the stadium, Etihad sponsors the kits, Etihad sponsors everything
Training
Flights.
ground.
at bigger values than what the market would normally project for those sponsorship values in order for the Sheikh to put money into the club and evade financial fair play. This is where those 115 charges come from.
Okay.
So that's the issue at hand. So whether you think it's wrong or not, or if my dad must get arrested now as well, or what the
Your
story
dad is not. He's not getting arrested for shit.
But maybe my team must get dock points. My team from when I was a
that
kid
team
was
still
get
exists.
relegated.
Did you guys win the league?
No.
With
Okay,
that
then it's fine.
sponsorship.
That's
Keep the
fine.
points. Keep the points. Keep the points.
We like Forest and Everton. We just survived even after the deductions. Okay, so Bafana,
Tough outing, but
Nigeria is the toughest outing.
Yeah,
the toughest of outings.
But we've held our own. And I think we still can. We have it in us.
my fear is the spine of the team. The bulk of the star players, or the ones that we depend on most times.
The skeleton.
They played on Saturday.
The guys are naked, guys.
Yeah,
finished.
Sundowns played too many games.
They're finished.
They played on Saturday.
Yeah,
They lost on Saturday.
We were there. Hey.
they lost on Saturday, ne? They are getting on a plane
did
to
they?
Nigeria tomorrow.
We'll talk about it.
Hey.
But it's a lot. They're getting on a plane to Nigeria tomorrow. They buggered.
And
Mudau looked broken on Saturday.
Yeah.
but he soldiered on. Big ups to him.
He's a.
I hope I hope
it's
it's just a muzzle tear. It's nothing serious because
Yeah.
situation like those. Because I saw they were even strapping him at the training grounds in Dobsonville. I hope it doesn't become one of those chronic injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I heard that Kekan is not in either.
yeah, Grant is
he's
out.
out.
Given Simango is
Simango's
replacing
in.
him.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not only Sundowns who I think have played it. Yes, Sundowns played the most number of games for any team in South Africa. Second to that, Pirates getting to a final. That's more games that you're playing. Obviously, they played their 30 league games. They got to a final of an MTN 8. Be it they only played 4 Champions League games, it was still that. Carling Knockout Cup, they got knocked out in there.
I think
Was it not the semis?
Um,
Who was in the final? It was Stelly's aunt?
TS Galaxy. I
Oh, yeah,
think
so semis.
I think Stelly's knocked out Pirates
in the semis.
in the
Semis,
semis.
yeah.
Yes.
I think it's good.
So if you put all those games together, and this is a team that was also
Went all the way in CAF.
they
No,
got
Johnny,
winners.
remember?
No, what was the one that they won? That's the short CAF tournament.
No,
Yeah,
that's
No, that's
Sundowns.
Sundowns. AFL.
Oh,
That's AFL.
Yes. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Pirates
Oh,
now.
Pirates.
Yes. So they also had a fair bit of games that they played. And the
True.
injuries that they had to deal with for the better part, their key players, the Mohopas of this world. Who else was part of the Bafana squad from Pirates? Was it Monare?
Munare was there.
Yeah, but he didn't
Morena
kick a
was
ball.
there. Did he?
No, he did
didn't,
play
ne?
1 or 2 games. He did play.
And the young winger, the young forward.
Mofuking, no, he didn't go to AFCON.
Didn't Pirates have a young forward at AFCON?
No, it's not. No,
No, he was not at AFCON.
It was not.
So
It was Mahupa, the player that played almost every game from
Makgopa,
Pirates was
yeah.
Mahupa
At AFCON.
at AFCON, yes.
And then he came
Was it
back.
Maswade?
Masongai was
not
Masongaji
there,
has
ne?
never been called up for Bafana Bafana.
This is his first call.
It's his
yes.
first. It's his debut.
Who else was there? Why am I forgetting the Pirates players that were there? But anyway, the point that I'm making,
Myla was there.
Myla was not part of. Was he
AFCON.
there? Was he at AFCON?
Yeah, Myla, I think was
I
at
think he was
AFCON.
injured. He was not at AFCON.
Is it?
Le Pasa.
Lepasa was also
That's
there.
the one I was talking about.
Yeah, but he's not young.
Sorry.
He looks, to be fair, he kind of does look young.
That man is like 28, bro.
That's young on South African football standards.
Young for me.
I know he's a young.
But the solace we can take out of the game on Friday, which is a very key qualifier for us, is that Osimhen is out. He's not playing.
Oh yeah.
But we still have Lukman to deal with. But
Who
I
was
think
playing? Who also played a lot of games as well.
Lookman.
Yeah.
Went all the way in the Euros.
in the Euro finals, yeah. Domestically, didn't they get beat in the final of the?
Oh, they also played the Italian Cup final.
Yes.
And they lost that to Juventus.
Yes.
So hey, man, what are we complaining about?
Ah,
Just
look.
go there and deliver.
But also we must remember the
Please get a point.
No, Osimhen. If Lesotho can go to Nigeria, and I think they beat them,
They did.
or it was either
Last
beat
year.
or draw.
No, they won. It was last year. They won.
If our blanket friends can go,
Botladi, yeah.
yeah, Botladi can go to Nigeria and deal with Nigeria. I think Bafana.
But I feel
Bafana
like
can do it.
Nigeria would obviously, and that's at their peril. They did underestimate Lesotho.
Fair point, but to be fair, we lost against Nigeria on penalties, guys.
True.
We held our
And
own.
that's what I'm saying. We can hold our own as well. Our boys are tired, yes, but they still have it in them. Or do you guys not agree?
So what? One loss against Rwanda so far. In
For
the-
us,
in
yes.
But
the group
remember
stages.
what happened there. Remember.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
And then the win against Benin, who will look like they will go out. Lesotho and Benin.
Still have Zimbabwe, who's gonna be very tricky, eh?
Yeah, but it seems like lots of draws. I mean, Nigeria only on 2 points currently in the group.
And I mean,
with
it's
the
a
2 draws.
Zimbabwe's gonna be very tricky for Bafana Bafana. Watch.
But we're playing them in Bloom. I think we might hold our own. We might be. Zimbabwe. If this was a Zimbabwe last year or 2 years ago, I'd be worried. Not now.
Okay, so what do you mean we're playing them in Bloom? What difference would it make? Because the previous time you said they're all over.
Altitude.
My man.
Not the players.
Hey,
though.
my man, you know how many Zimbabweans are there
Zimbabwe already there
in
reside.
Bloemfontein? They live in Bloemfontein, my man.
What do you mean?
So Nigeria on Friday, and then next week Tuesday Zimbabwe,
Yeah. Look, I
and
think
then
maximum
a
4
long
points.
wait all the way till March next year for the Lesotho game.
We need to get 4 points in these 2 qualifiers that are coming up.
So draw good enough in
So a draw
Nigeria.
and a win.
Yes. Oh, either or. Even if we
Can we
draw
not get
against
6
Zimbabwe.
points and move? Why do we always do that?
No, you need to be realistic sometimes.
Not optimistic.
You'd be happy with a draw on Friday?
Yes, I would be.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think
this
it would
is
be a
football.
good result, right?
Yeah, a
Draw on Friday would be a good result.
Yeah.
Look, everybody wants to win a game,
Yeah.
right? But you are playing away.
If we can win, we'd be delighted. But
Yeah.
a draw's good enough. Like we
At
walk
wo-
away there with any points, and
I'm
we're
saying
happy.
we should not lose that game.
Then
Throw
that-
away.
Yes. Because the other thing is, you don't want to go to Nigeria, come back with a loss because your back is already against the wall.
Yes. So remember, now you are being tactical about this thing because remember it's a league format. You know,
It's a
losing to
numbers game.
Nigeria,
It's a calculator's game.
you just go.
I thought we were good at that. But I would take 4. Look, make 6 points. Oh, happiness. Go to town with that. But 4 points, I'll take.
So this is one of the things that I wanted to teach my my very, very dear friend Super Sub, because he lost a lot of money by just betting win, draw, loss
Oh yes,
across
yes,
the
yes,
board.
yes, yeah.
So when you open up your Betway app and you go up to the World Cup qualifiers, for example,
Okay.
and we go to the fixture between South Africa and Nigeria, Let me just find that fixture. Yeah. Nigeria against South Africa. On top of these options here, you'll see more bets. If you click on more bets and you scroll down slightly, you get to a section that is called double chance, where you can place a bet on Nigeria or draw, in which you will return as a positive, as a win, whether it is a draw or Nigeria win. There's also draw or South Africa, which is at 2.21, which is what you're saying is any one of those results will get you paid back at the 2.21 odds.
Wow.
The other double chance option you have is Nigeria or South Africa, which means absolutely no draw. So a team will win. And the odds of that are 1.23. Whereas the odds of the actual fixture would be South Africa for a win at 6, a draw at 3.8, or Nigeria at 1.54. So obviously the bookmakers' odds are favoring Nigeria heavily at home.
Yeah.
But that draw or South Africa at 2.21 is very appealing. And in a multi-bet, that's a big help.
Yeah, lesson learned, ne?
Lesson learned, bro. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it to the internationals this weekend.
Yeah.
That's where the money is at for me. Usually.
Yeah, I know.
agree.
You usually like grab some good bucks there.
Yeah, I love internationals. More club
Yeah.
football is stressful. Man.
Like you even get like a little bit excited because the odds are quite low.
Yes.
So you like start being like overs, and you're like over 3.5 goals. You like get bold, and then sometimes that'll catch you.
Because I mean, I could have gone 2.5 over for England versus Bosnia on Monday. That was yesterday.
And it was a 1-0 win.
No, they won 3-0.
Oh, 3-0.
Yeah.
I just saw Cole Palmer scored a penalty.
So it was Cole Palmer, it was Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I think Harry Kane at the end.
Legendary Me, Gift Real G. Guys, thank you so much. We love you for this. But saying Betway renew the contract. Do you guys want to say something about that?
What?
Do you have
What
any
do you wanna
thoughts on
say?
Betway renewing the contract with us for another season?
Let's we are going into off season. I get a contract,
Guys, we're not Mbappe. We're not worried about contracts right now.
But Betway are our good friends. Trust us.
Guys, we
They will-
love
they always
Betway.
have
Betway will
our
always
back.
be family.
Yeah.
Betway will always be family.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This is
And
our home. We're already part of the furniture, as you can see. No.
don't you guys worry.
We're not growing
And
anymore.
we've
Don't
Don't
you
worry.
guys worry.
and we've won cups with Betway, right?
Yeah.
In the summer.
You know? So that's good. Oh, a quick mention on the promotion relegation playoff. One game has been
yes.
played.
Amatax?
Amatax won against Baroka. The next game is tomorrow.
I'm so sad for Baroka. I wanted them to come up.
Did
so
they
badly.
part ways with Den?
He's the coach.
No, man. I think I read a weird rumor like that sometime this weekend.
No, it's
Or after
Kukune
the
that
match
does
on
not
Monday.
have a coach.
So
They're
Amatax is
looking
playing
at,
Richards Bay.
Compella.
Yeah, it's Richards Bay tomorrow, and then on the weekend it's Baroka and
I'm checking
Richards
that out,
Bay.
Len.
no. I know the fixtures for this week.
No. I'm checking out if they've parted with the.
Den. Oh, also just talking rumors in local football. Heavy linkage of Nabi with Kaizer Chiefs. Extremely heavy linkage.
Nabi from Tanzania or was it Zim? Where is he from?
He was in Tanzania. I think he went
Tanzania,
to.
Remember, he was meant to come
Young
to
Africa.
Kaizer Chiefs and then he
Yes.
went back because they wouldn't allow him to bring his team with him. Is that the same Nabi, right?
Yes, but
Aha.
those are what the rumors said. We don't know if that's what happened.
Yeah, okay. But I remember.
We will not.
He's been suspended, Len.
Oh, but something like that. I know I did read.
You know what suspension means in South
He's
Africa?
gone.
He's gone.
Yes. So that's that.
I feel sorry for Middendorp. I thought he was going to do better.
Nah, but his returns was
He
crap.
left.
But I feel like him coming in, he came at the
20
wrong
games.
time.
20 games,
Yeah.
won only 5.
Yeah, but he did not necessarily assemble his own squad.
Yeah.
No,
true.
it's okay.
He had a little bounce at a stage. But
Remember when he came in?
He was just
That
good to beat
disappeared.
Pirates.
And you'll never forgive him for that. Just going
And
through,
Chiefs.
just going through other stories, making stories in South African football. What his name has left Orlando Pirates.
Kimang?
Fortune Makaringa
Fortune
is
Makaringa
is
has left
gone.
Orlando
No,
Pirates.
who's the assistant to the coach, Kimang?
Oh, the assistant coach of Orlando Pirates has
Yes.
also parted ways with the
Yes.
club.
Samaru as well is gone.
Mokocho is moving to Cape Town Spurs. That was a surprise for me.
Ne?
Mukocho is going to the.
Yes, he's leaving
Motsepe
Sekhukhune
Foundation.
for Cape Town Spurs.
Jeez, he might as well just go play for his team, right?
But doesn't his team play in the, not Motsepe, but below Motsepe?
What's the difference?
It's still the jungle, right?
It's
That league.
It's Mutsipe.
Yeah. Outside of that, yeah, haven't heard much from the local the transfer rumors are gonna start going crazy.
End of June.
You still like Richards Bay to stay up?
Oh, Athazwane is in Ireland, guys.
Well, I
Catching his
heard
badges.
he's doing his license. Yes.
Didn't what's his name get his pro license as well?
Who?
Former Orlando Pirates assistant. Fadlu Davids also got his UEFA pro license.
It's about time. When was the cutoff time for all the coaches in the PSL or the DStv Premiership to have their licenses?
Was
There was
there
a cutoff
ever?
time, remember?
No, there was a discussion about.
So there's still no cutoff
But those
time.
are FIFA licenses,
no,
Yes.
no.
not UEFA licenses.
Those are so. A coach in South Africa can have a UEFA.
Oh,
or
it was for
a CAF.
Bafana. If you coach Bafana, you can't sit on the bench if you don't have the FIFA license. That was
You're talking
No,
about
it's okay.
Helman
there was a
Kalel.
cutoff, remember?
Oh, it was also for CAF as well in the
Oh,
Champions
yes,
League and the
yes,
Confed.
yes.
If you did not have CAF,
License.
CAF
Yes.
license.
then you are not allowed to.
They were sort of like promoting people to do their licenses within the continent, I think.
so even
Instead
if
of
you,
going to UEFA.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
what the case was. Outside of that, did Pirates do a trophy tour? Oh no, we don't do trophy tours for plastics.
Nedbank Cup.
Wait.
Are you hearing this? Super sub?
I'm just giving news, guys, of what's happening.
Wait. I need a response from Super Sub. No, wait.
Leadership.
Wait.
You know,
what are we doing
you
here?
know,
Super Sub Baobata today.
and you know what? We're not
Like-
gonna. We're not
Back to
gonna,
back Nedbank Cup champions, and you're getting told plastic.
Yeah, no. Look,
Easily for me the most.
that's a FA that I was told
Above
that
calling.
No, I was saying easily.
Nedbank
most
is the FA
successful-
Cup.
The most successful coach in South African football terms for the past 2 seasons.
Who, Rulani?
Yeah, no. I'm talking about Jose Rivero.
Oh.
No, I'm just poking fun at Super Sub. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Pirates have done very well. Finished second with 2 cups.
2 years in a row.
Who had a better season? There's the stats. Mamelodi Sundowns, PSL champions,
And
Orlando
AFL
Pirates.
champions.
And
No,
AFL.
wait. Talking about
Oh, okay.
DStv.
Okay.
Locally. Pirates, MTN 8, Stellenbosch, Carling Knockout, Nedbank Cup, Orlando Pirates. Who had a better season?
I would still say Sundowns had a better season.
Okay.
Let me tell
If
you
you
why.
offered Pirates next season, you said you'll win the league, but you won't win Nedbank Cup or MTN 8.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it's difficult.
29
So-
and go 29 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a stretch.
Because I don't think anybody's going to do that anytime
Yeah,
soon.
no, I agree with you. I think Rulani had a better
And while
season.
competing on so many fronts.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rulani, Sundowns had a better season in that regard. When you put it like that, then it makes sense, you know. But it's always difficult because if you look at it, it's difficult to accept because when you look at how Pirates played and who they beat winning those cups, it's Mamelodi Sundowns.
But that still makes Mamelodi Sundowns then the ones with the better season because they were not able to beat them. They only beat them here. No, man, they beat them twice, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying, Tiff.
Yeah. Okay.
But we can argue Sundowns also beat Pirates twice.
No, they drew.
And Sundowns got
In the
further
league.
in
Was
Yeah,
Champions
the
was
League.
it
the one was a draw. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sundowns got further in Champions League. Sundowns also won AFL.
Now we're talking about DStv
Okay, sharp. Yo.
Premiership.
The awards that we spoke
Who
about.
had a better season between Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates?
Sundowns.
It was Sundowns.
I
I
mean,
think
we-
it was Sundowns.
Of course. I mean, remember we said this about Premier League and FA last week that which one it takes precedence, and the league takes precedence, and then all the other cups.
But
correct?
because of the club structure, I suppose the one thing you'll argue is which manager had a better season.
Rulani had a better
Rulani
season.
had a better
guys.
season. Going 29 games unbeaten,
It's not child's play.
it's not child's play.
That's the only. I'm gonna give it to Rulani based on that. Honestly speaking, that's
Just the
only,
last day.
It was
that-
literally, it was down to 90 minutes between
He dropped
him.
the soap on his day of parole. I mentioned it.
You love soap when and dropping it. But okay, I'm not there. But no, I think Lulani had a better season.
I'll give it, like, I'm being honest, I'll give it to Rulani based on that. If it was not that, I will still debate it. But yes, I mean, going 29 games unbeaten is not child's play.
You know what they're saying here? When I learn, but Rulani had a better season than Arteta.
Arteta plays 38 games. So if Rulani had,
And how many did Arteta lose?
I
Out of
think
that,
Arsenal lost 6 games.
Arsenal had a good season, guys. Please give Len a break.
Yo.
Arsenal played very well. They just were beaten by the best team in the world. Other than maybe Real Madrid is maybe the best team in the world.
No,
There's two best teams in the world, and that's Man City and Real Madrid.
I'm gonna go back to answer because clearly people are coming for me in defense of Super
And
Sub.
Emirates and the guy who owns
Emirates does not own Arsenal.
does not own Arsenal.
Yes. And there are no white elephants.
And
115
Arsenal's
of
dad
them.
didn't sponsor the team.
Yes.
I'll keep quiet.
No, but it's simple. Arsenal let themselves down against Bayern Munich in that Champions League semi-final. And then Arsenal let themselves, it literally came down to 2 games. That Bayern Munich game home and away, especially the home one, because they let in 2 silly goals.
But they were showing cracks against
Then
Porto.
Mukoche is going to City, not Spurs.
Yeah, it's
Is
Cape
it
Town
City?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Cape Town City.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Confused that when I saw it earlier on. And losing 2-0 against Aston Villa at the Emirates.
The Villa.
But
the Villa was
on the day,
Achilles' heel.
Villa was the better team. On the day, Bayern took their chances. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we move on.
Yeah, can we move, please?
I'm sure your heart is sore to come so close to the league title 2 years in a row.
I'm here.
Pep must go. I think we all tied. Pep
No,
must-
his heart was sore the previous season, the previous 2 weeks.
No, not even.
And
'cause
then
that Southampton game last season was rough, and in this one,
You know, they say football is a matter of life and death. No, football is not a matter of life and death. I assure you, it's much more important than
And
that.
but it's still okay to
Not for
acknowledge that
me.
you are hurt and your feelings were hurt and you've moved on and we are okay.
Actually, no.
Okay, so we closed up for DSTV Premiership.
Yes, we're
we're
done.
looking forward to Bafana on Friday.
Yeah,
Yes.
And season in review.
are we not going to talk about Orlando Pirates winning NetBank Cup?
We congratulated them.
No, you did not. Nobody did here.
Let's talk. Congratulations to Pirates.
Just
Let's
come
talk
on,
about-
guys.
And that last minute goal. What a goal!
No, man, guys, I'm disappointed in you, eh?
No, that's what I was asking.
Oh, never mind you, Marco.
Like, what? Did we not have a whole 30-minute conversation prior to our live on Saturday
Congratulations to
to
Orlando
congratulate
Pirates.
Orlando Pirates?
You
for
must do
winning
it
the NetBank Cup?
formally. Yeah, on Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway.
But
Get way more.
I asked you a question and then you took it personally and then you threw me to the dogs. I asked you, did you have a trophy parade for your plastic cup? And you kept quiet. That was my in to discuss the NetBank Cup. And you didn't discuss it.
No. Marco,
Congratulations.
Marco will lead us.
Okay.
Okay, Orlando Pirates winning 2-1 with a saved penalty in the game as well. It was an exciting
it
NetBank
was-
Cup final.
It was a classic final.
Was that a penalty?
Which one?
Both of them. Let's rather talk about both
They
of
were
them.
too soft.
I think both of them were not penalties.
For me, they were too soft. But then again, we've spoken about the quality or lack thereof of South African referees. Whoever it is that is in charge of referees really needs to put them in a camp.
Yeah, the story
Now.
is that after the season they are going to camp.
Like, it must be a serious camp.
Yeah.
You know, boot camps,
They
like
are.
army boot camp of referee.
But do you not think as well that referees need to get paid more for that?
Well, there's also that.
There's an issue with the payments really not good enough.
Yes, because I think but then I think in places like in the UK as well, you'll have Howard Webb, who was a cop but referee by weekend.
It's not good enough at this level.
Yeah.
With the level of money involved in the game here in South Africa as well, it's not good enough. You need full-time referees who are trained properly
Yeah, no. But
and
yeah,
paid
no.
and paid
Back to
properly.
the games, guys. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
well, good game.
Pirates, the belief at the end. to push on.
Mufokeng?
And it was
Never mind Mufokeng. I saw when Maswanganyi, let's start with Maswanganyi. You know, the confidence of going against Africa's number one to say, I'll take this penalty, to go and convert. After converting, you know, usually, and I always say this, South African players usually just, after equalizing, they just celebrate like they've won. You know, those guys just went for the ball and said, let's restart this. We're going to take the game to Mamelodi Sundowns. That's when I realized that the mentality of these guys, it's really, really in a good space and they actually won the game. And Relebogile Mofokeng, Tepe, you can take it on. I mean, what a goal.
Excellent. Sunele says, let's talk about Zungu.
He's still looking for a hot dog somewhere because he was sent to fetch it.
He's whatever it is that he decided, he was outsmarted, and the confidence of Mofokeng as well to take that shot, because it was a toe poke, almost whether he knew it was going in or not, only he can tell us. But it's a toe poke. Ronwen is not the shortest person in the world, and
he's the top goal. He's the best in Africa, like you said.
yeah, and a stretch that's a save, and suddenly the game goes into extra time and.
Yeah.
But
I
there's a confidence that he had in kicking that ball.
And
I think he
instinct.
was intentional. He knew what he was doing. If you look at the direction of the ball and how the ball sort of like passes those defenders in between them and how he slotted in the far end, I think he knew what he was doing. And also, if you look on the right, there were two of Orlando Pirates. Had he put the ball back in, it was an easier for them to convert. So I think he was very intentional and he knew what he was doing.
I'm not, hence I say only he knows. And it was after the little shiminyana that he did on Zungu. It was the power probably of the toe poke that was able to literally pass the defenders that were on the way to go as far as to also pass Ronwen Williams as well. And by then, I don't want to make the excuse that Sundowns was tired, because the whole game, Sundowns never looked enterprising for me in that game. They looked like it was, yo, guys, can we just play and go home? Like,
They're tired. It's been a long season.
no, whether it's tired or
No, but then they had good chances. Even the goal that they scored, they played well. I think they were better side.
Okay, is it fair to say that Riviera outclassed Rulani in this case?
Well, he got his tactics right, because in the beginning, a lot of people were asking themselves, where's the player like Mufokeng? Where's the player like Mabasa, who's the top goal scorer? And you realize that he's going to start with Mahupa because he knows what Mahupa brings to the game. You know, Mahupa will be the player that runs down the defense, you know, and once the defender has been run down, you unleash your other speedy forward, you know.
And Mahopa's got a work ethic. He's able, hence you ask yourself why so much faith in him from Hugo Bruges
until now because of the injury.
And it paid off.
Yeah, it paid off, because it was like, yeah, he's not scoring 60 goals like Tembazwane, but do you see
He's a workhorse.
the work that he puts in actually to be a team player? And that's exactly, I think, where Rulani got outsmarted, whereby I think Sundowns was set up to shut shop
Mabasa and
Mabasa
Mufokeng, and they
and
forgot about a player like
Mufokeng.
Saleng as well.
Yes, because he hasn't been playing a lot.
He hasn't been playing a lot, and I agree with you, Len. He hasn't been playing a lot, but he's one player that I think when it matters the most, he always delivers for Orlando Pirates.
So it was just a case of, I think, a master tactician on the day won the game. And I think Jose Riviero can almost pat himself on the back and say, I think I've got Sundowns' number. I just need to be consistent next season to keep up with them and push them all the way for that league title.
It's going to be important.
It's going to be very
especially
important
because once again, I think Sundowns will be games behind because they here, there,
Club World
everywhere,
Cup,
Club World Cup, whatever. If you
Oh no, but Pirates also.
Yeah, because they're going to Champions League now.
and Club World Cup,
No.
No,
Club
no.
World
It's
Cup.
only
you see, so
Sundowns.
but
Is it not in June though, off season?
It should be off-season. It's 32 format, 32 teams format, remember?
well, either way, if it gets to a point where Sundowns have games in hand, you need to be ahead on points. like
No,
Arsenal
definitely.
were. Do you know
And-
what I'm saying? With City had the games in hand, but they didn't have the points and the games in hand.
Yeah,
And
to put
that
them
needs
at
to
bay.
change.
Puts more pressure on the team that's chasing.
I was actually having a conversation with one of our friends, Len, that Pirates, yes, they have done well. They've won 2 cups this season, but there's something that is still amiss within that team within that team in terms of going all the way in the league. We can't be 20 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns. That's unacceptable. So Jose, yes, he's got the number and he knows how to win cup competition. And I'm just hoping it's one of those situations where in the 3rd season he can actually deliver a league title for Orlando Pirates, because he's got all the ingredients.
I agree.
It's just a matter of just getting that consistency.
Yes, and I mean, what naturally happens, and that will then affect the psyche of the players. Once they go into a season, they're halfway through the season, and they start to see the opponent, in this case, Mamelodi Sundowns, a good 20, 15 points ahead. Their morale and also their determination will then start to dwindle. So once they are at least 5 points or 3 points, that separates them, then it starts to become something that they can be able to accomplish, you see. So yeah, Orlando Pirates really just needs to make sure that they capitalize.
I think with
through
Jose,
all the matches.
with Jose, it's a case of we can almost dub him the Carlo Ancelotti,
How so?
because short format, he knows how to plan. Rulani Mokwena, almost dub him Pep. Most people do anyway.
Yeah.
He
Pep
knows
Light.
how to plan long term.
So then again, and then if that is the case, I think next season, a coach like Jose, when we look back to the season that is coming, he needs to be somewhere in Champions League, because it's also a short format in a way, or the league at least. In order for us to start to say, you know what, yes, we are going somewhere. Because yes, it's nice to win NetBank and MTN, but the bigger ones is the league and it's the Champions League.
It can be a big season for Soweto Giants next season. Orlando Pirates can push for the title and Kaizer Chiefs can push for top 8.
No, they're not in the top 8.
They can push
for
next
top
season
8.
for top 8.
To finish top 8. Oh, yeah, they can finish number 7. Yeah.
They can
Wow.
do it. I believe in Chiefs.
Not even 8.
7, yeah, not 6.
I mean, we're yet to see what they bring to the party. Are
No,
they
no,
still
I-
keeping their
I've
coach?
heard that Junior was away somewhere
On the continent.
on the continent.
But we did mention about Nabi earlier on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just repeating.
Oh, okay. No, I think a lot of teams are starting to get, can I use the word khatful?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't, Menier.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of teams are starting to get khatful with the Sundowns dominance, especially where the league is involved. And I think next season has the potential to be one of the best PSL seasons, DSTV Premiership seasons we've seen in a very long
Yes,
time.
and let's not forget, there's still a stay list that they need to contend with, So
Growing,
they are
consistent.
coming in. There we go.
SuperSport United can flip on you
They just
when
don't,
you least expect it.
Yeah, when they want to, of course.
Cape Town City, they busy doing some business, already doing, like you are already in the market now. Before the window actually opens, there's another Angolan, I think, that they signed,
Is it?
Cape Town City. I just forgot his name. So already there's movements that are happening, and those teams that are not going to move now, and you can argue even Pirates letting go of a certain number of players and stuff, is them cleaning up so that the coach can do season review. This is what I need. This is what I don't need. Da 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 da. So if your horse does not bolt, my friend, you're not going
And maybe
to finish
even
number one.
get first picks also, because you know that when Sundowns gets into the market, they will just clean up, right? That's what
Yeah,
they do.
no, for sure.
Actually, did we give
Can
you
I-
enough
can-
airtime, airtime on Pirates winning the NetBank Cup?
Before we go, right, Len, can you tell me why Mamelodi? In fact, I'm expressing my disappointment in Mamelodi Sundowns fans. Can you tell me why there were just a slight portion of Mamelodi Sundowns fans in Bombela? That portion of fans is not a true reflection of the number of fans that Mamelodi Sundowns have.
You must remember,
But
Mamelodi
I think you
Sundowns.
want to look. You need to be cognizant of the fact that Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are still the biggest. Sundowns might be the most successful right now, but Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are the biggest. Granted, we want to see Mamelodi Sundowns supporters there, but you go to any province, Orlando Pirates will fill up. That's just the standard, my friend.
Size versus quality.
That's it.
No, it's crazy.
Success
No,
and,
but like
you know,
it's Chiefs and Pirates are nationwide teams.
Sundance is not.
they're a
it's-
bigger brand, my
They
friend.
should become one. Hey?
Yeah, but Marco, did you see? Like there were a very small portion, you know?
There's a stain of yellow.
Yeah, it was a stain of yellow.
Actually,
And I think
every
also-
Sundowns game is a very small fan base unless they let people in for free with a yellow shirt.
Yes, and even so, I think Mamelodi Sundowns, supporters across the country still view them as a Pretoria club.
Yes.
Kiba Pitori, Kiba Tsatsantsa, and therefore,
But Chiefs and Sundowns, well, I suppose even with the Soweto Giants tag, they are still supported throughout the whole
the
country.
country.
Even Mamelodi, you must see the amount of jerseys that you see when you travel to these provinces. There's just something about them, and I think it's just, when your team wins, you tend to relax and not be bothered.
I don't think it's that.
Because I'll tell you why. Even on the last game when they were lifting that cup,
The numbers are not numbering.
the numbers were not numbering,
yeah.
and they were at home in Pretoria.
Was entrance free?
I don't know, but what I'm saying is there's a problem there, and
Yes.
and they
But
need
they
to
don't
stop.
have enough. They don't
They
have enough
don't.
fans.
They need to stop being quitty warriors and go to the stadiums.
But they don't have enough fans who go to the stadium. Period. Have you seen on a Wednesday what the Cape Town Stadium looks like during a Cape Town City game? You'll actually be very impressed.
Have you seen Staley's? Packed house.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sorry,
that
man.
one bedroom.
Masanda one.
The high
sorry.
school grounds.
Yes, that's a one bedroom, that thing. So I think it's, and again, Lali, we can sit here and say worldwide, there isn't as many Man City fans as a Manchester United,
Not nearly.
right?
That's it.
It's the same thing with Sundown.
Orlando Pirates and Chiefs are a household name. It's natural.
Yeah, no, look, I still think they can do better.
Better
Granted.
how?
Just go to the stadium.
And you know who else can do better? You, the ballers. If you strap in for one of Betway's biggest aviator giveaways, stand a chance to win your share of 5 million Rand in cash from the 3rd to the 30th of June. All you need to do is place a bet of 2 Rand or more on Aviator for your chance to be a winner. Even when you lose, you could still win. Enter today and get way more with Betway. Guys, Betway just so much more.
Yeah, man.
Give you so much more.
Yeah.
And that's it from us here on Onside ZA. Congratulations, Super Sub, on supporting Real Madrid and Orlando Pirates. It was a good weekend for you, and it's a nice way to finish off the season. Len Moleko, thank you so much. Tepi Worldwide, thank you,
For
darling.
what? Say thank you for what? Say
You
something.
support Orlando Pirates, eh?
Who, me?
Tepe.
Of course.
She's a Buccaneer.
Yeah, congratulations on your
She's a
weekend win.
flip-flopper
And a
as well.
Madrid supporter.
And a Real Madrid
Thank
fan.
you.
She's a
Congratulations.
How? When did I flip and when
And
did I flop?
congratulations to all our ballers who won big on Saturday. It was our biggest giveaway of all time. Thanks to Betway. So if you haven't got in contact yet and you're not sure if you won the prize or not or whatever, go back, review the video. If you hear your name, get in contact. You have to follow us Onside ZA on Instagram. Get in contact there on the DMs. Onside ZA. Remember to stay onside with us and Betway. Don't be offside. Be onside.
We
Booyah.
get way more. Tango means thank you.